This is the all-new Aion V. If you are considering this car, that means you must have also taken a look at the BYD Atto 3, Citroen EC4, and perhaps even the Omoda E5. But the question is, can this Aion V stand out from its competitors? We shall take a look, shall we? I'm Julian, and you're watching Sgcarmart. Now, up front, things aren't exactly elegant. I won't call this elegant. I mean, design-wise, right? It's really up to individual. This design isn't really for me, but there's quite a number of things going for it right here. So, for instance, you have this split daytime running lights, and with this covered up snout, this sort of makes it look like a dinosaur of sorts, almost like a T-Rex, right? But the one thing that I do really like up front is the fact that the Aion brand is actually spelled out here. It's not the logo, or it's not any other alphabet, but just the full-on Aion. So it sort of has that kind of presence. It looks different, that's one thing for sure. Now, the charging port is just located right here, and it's quite convenient. And according to Aion, they actually have a maximum DC charging of 180 kilowatt, which means this car can actually charge from 0 to 100 in just 20 minutes, and that's mighty quick. And at the side, you also see small little attention to details, right? Like this design right here, there's two lines right here, plus this right here. The Aion V is priced at $174,988. The single electric motor produces 134 brake horsepower and 240 Newton meters of torque. The single-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 9.8 seconds. The 75.3 kWh battery has a 485 km drive range with the maximum DC fast charging rate of 180 kilowatts. For more details on the Aion V or any other car, head on to sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. Now at the back, these two lines that represent the tail lights continue, right? The same two lines that you see at the side mirrors and also in the front as the daytime running lights. So the design language is quite consistent, I would say. And of course, you have the V right here to tell you that it's an Aion V. I can appreciate it. And I say this because at least it is, the model variant name is actually a letter, or the model name is a letter, not exactly a number, which is actually a very common thing for Chinese brands. Open this up, and you'll be faced with 427 litres worth of hauling capacity, which is actually bigger than some of its peers as well. You'll fit the luggage as well as the anti-trolley. It will fail the length test, but it will definitely fit this and then some. Now at the rear seat, there's a lot to like, right? I mean, apart from the space, as you can see, I'm already sitting cross-legged, but I mean, I'm about 1.6 meters tall. Anybody who's about 1.8 meters can still fit inside here very, very easily and very comfortably. But I really have to highlight this fact, right? The seats are really very soft. It's really very comfortable and it's very nicely angled. The best part of all is if you go up north, you travel up, it's going to be very comfortable because you can actually recline your seat all the way like this. And you just take a nice nap. And speaking of naps, right, you can actually have a function up front where you can knock down the seats, and so the seats can be fully folded. You can actually lie flat and watch the stars with your loved ones or your family. And like I said, if you're going up north, Aion V gives you everything you need because there's a table here, a very, very sturdy table, no less. I actually tried putting my 13-inch laptop, and it actually holds and stays very, very steadily. So it's always a good thing, and it doesn't look cheap, it doesn't look tacky, filled with very nice material with this silver button. It just does this, and it's so nice and classy. Also nice and classy is, yes, Aion, you did it right, proper magazine holders. And the best part of all is you actually get a fridge right here. You can heat things up to 50 degrees or you can freeze things to up to -15. You can control it via setting here, or you can control it up front if you're sitting in front. And the best part of all for Singaporeans, good news is you actually have aircon vents that's located right here. So the good thing about having the aircon vents here is that it blows towards your body more accurately than having one here. Because here, you can probably blow up to this area or something, but this just goes all the way up to your face if you need to. Now at the helm, it's very minimalistic, as with most Chinese car makers today, right? You have this 12-inch infotainment system taking center stage. You don't have any buttons in the center. You have a place for you to put your phone, wireless charging on one, 2 cup holders, and that's it. And obviously additional space below. A lot of cars actually look like this now. I suspect it's for 2 reasons, right? The first reason is culture. When I say culture, it means that The designers and the engineers probably got together, did some research, and they found out that the Chinese people probably like designs like this. Hence, a lot of Chinese car brands feature such a layout. Secondly, it's just mass production, it's cost. In order to produce like 100,000 vehicles of this sort, there's a template, save costs. There you have it. You have all these kind of similar looking instrument panel, infotainment system, and this whole layout. And it's not such a bad thing really, because this car is very, very well put together. It's clean, it's neat. The steering wheel is your standard 2-spoke sort of steering with rollers here. And like I said, you have the instrument panel here. Everything is just, you come in here and one look, you see everything. But the good thing about the Aion V is this, right? Everything from the dashboard right here, right through to all the panels at the side, it's all leather swap. It's filled with leather, very nice, soft to the touch kind of feel. It feels premium, to be honest. That's kind of surprising for me at least. And the thing that I can be really, really thankful for is the fact that the aircon vents are actually physical. You don't have to control it like some car makers where you have to control the air vents from the system itself. What you do have to control from the infotainment system itself is the adjustments of the side mirrors, and that can get a little annoying, but I think we all have to adapt because that seems to be the norm nowadays. Elsewhere, everything feels good, smells good, looks good. Question is, can this car drive as good as it looks? Well, one way to find out. So when it comes to SUVs, I mean, you guys know, right? I'm not really a big fan of SUVs. I can't say that I love SUVs, but I'm actually getting very comfortable and used to the Aion V. This car will sit 5 with absolute ease and absolute comfort. Now, I'm not so bothered about the 134 brake horsepower and the 240 Newton meters of torque. Yes, it'll get from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 9.8 seconds, which is relatively slow on paper, but in real-world driving, as with all electric cars, it goes like the wind, and more importantly, it delivers the power to the front wheels in a very seamless and smooth manner. So acceleration won't cause you to go like, ooh, no, it's just, it goes and it's fast. But where this car really aces, in all honesty, 2 things. The noise insulation as well as the ride quality. Now, noise insulation is a bit tricky, right? Because when you're driving a full electric vehicle, no sound, no radio, no nothing, right? You can actually hear external noises very, very clearly. Not quite the Aion V. They've actually insulated the cabin really, really well. But I think better than that is, like I mentioned, the ride quality. I'm really surprised. This would probably be one of the most comfortable SUVs I've driven thus far. It's probably the best in its class. I love my cars hot and feisty and fast, and I love it stiff. But getting into this car, I thought it'll just be a boring SUV, but quite the contrary, really. Of course, this being comfort biased just means that if you decide to throw this car around bends with reckless abandon, you cannot defy the laws of physics. You will feel the roll. But for that, I mean, it's really a small thing, because I think potential buyers of this car, they're not going to be thinking of throwing this car around with reckless abandon. In all honesty, I mean, this car is going to haul your family from point to point in a very comfortable, safe manner, and for that, this car definitely aces. And the best part of all is, you would think that a car like this that's filled with tech would be really off-putting, but it's not quite as well. I thought that I wouldn't dabble with, or meddle rather, with all the technology and all the smaller stuff, but these things that have been incorporated in this 12-inch infotainment system, right, it's actually very user-friendly. It's actually easier than I thought it would be. So I give you an example. For instance, there are no buttons here, which I don't really like. I kind of prefer having more physical buttons, but the important things are all here in this small menu, so you can meddle with it quite easily. But more importantly is there are no buttons for like auto hold. But how you activate the auto hold is really just by tapping the brake a little harder, almost like how Mercedes-Benz does it, but you have to really jab the brakes for Mercedes-Benz, but not this. So I'm on auto hold now, my legs are moving, right? And all I have to do is just dab it slightly and the auto hold function will appear, just like this. It is so user-friendly. It's so easy that all the things that you actually meddle, think about doing, or would probably do on a daily basis, it is all here in the Aion V. So it makes life really, really easy. Of course, as it drives, I mean, it's not some sports car. Communication from the steering wheel is still a little vague, but that's not saying much, to be honest. It's just me trying to find fault with the car. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, since I'm not really an SUV guy, but there's actually genuinely a lot to like about the Aion V. Now, in terms of battery size, this car comes with a 75.3 kilowatt hour battery that allows the car to be good for about 485 kilometers worth of range. It's actually the best in its class. When I first got the car, it was more like 465, so it's not far off, to be honest. 465 will probably be able to last you like 2 weeks, depending on how you drive it. And when you are driving this car, for me at least, I don't feel like I want to speed from point to point. I kind of would just want to take a very leisurely drive because it's so comfortable. Everything here just feels right. The aircon is always cold. It's just great. You just want to sit back and enjoy. So for the Aion V, is it a will buy, won't buy, or go try? For me, it's a definite will buy. Right? If you're thinking about this car, you're probably also thinking about cars like the Omoda E5, which is about the same price. You're looking at probably the slightly smaller BYD Atto 3, which is also around the same price, hovering around $165,000 to $170,000. So this will set you back $169,988 as time of video, right? So again, depending on COE, I think it'll rise plus minus about 5,000 thereabouts. So it's very, very worth your money. You are getting a lot of car for the money that you're paying in today's context. So yes, this is definitely a will buy. Comfortable. I can't really say I love the looks. It's very individual, but I'm getting so much for the money that I'm paying. And in today's context, where COE prices sky high, how much you're getting, how much car you're getting should be a serious consideration. So there you have it, guys. This is the review of the all-new Aion V. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed this car for the past couple of days. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on TikTok. Our handle is @Sgcarmart. In the meantime, stay safe, be well,